Okay, so the new Code Vein 2 story trailer just landed, and wow, it is a lot to take in. We're talking a world that's just falling apart. Desperation, time travel, choices that feel absolutely impossible. So let's do this. Let's break it down and really figure out what's going on here.
And they kick things off with this line right here: another world snuffed from existence. I mean, talk about setting a mood, right? That is just chilling. This isn't your average world in danger scenario. No, this sounds like it's on the brink of being completely wiped from reality, and that's the massive problem our heroes are up against.
So, to get our heads around this whole thing, here's how we're going to tackle it. First, we'll look at just how bad things are with a world being erased. Then, we'll get into the wild plan to fix it, the leap into the past. After that, we'll meet the faces on the frontier, dive into the danger of meddling, and finally, wrap it all up with a choice to save humanity. All right, Section 1, a world being erased. Let's really get into understanding the catastrophe. I mean, just how bad is it? Before we can even talk about a fix, we have to grasp what they're truly up against. And here it is, the heart of the problem. It's a tragedy so big it's threatening total annihilation. But listen to this part. The human spirit itself is twisted beyond recognition. That is heavy stuff. It's not just about buildings falling down. It's like the very soul of humanity has been corrupted. The stakes? Yeah, they're about as high as they can get. So who's at the center of all this chaos? Beings called revenants. Apparently, the balance of power totally shifted away from humans and over to them. But it's not all good for them either. This power is like a double-edged sword. We even hear about a hero, Jose, who was basically consumed by her own powers. So right away, we're seeing this theme emerge. This incredible power has a terrifying, terrible cost. Okay, so with a future that's completely broken, what do you do? Well, the answer they come up with is as insane as it is simple. You don't fix the future. You go back and make sure it never happens. This brings us to Section 2, the leap into the past. And you can just feel the desperation in this line. There's only one way to prevent this tragedy. When you hear that, you know they've tried everything else. This isn't plan A or B. This is the last-ditch break glass in case of apocalypse plan. They're out of options, and this crazy time travel idea is the only card they have left to play. So, what's the actual mission? It's basically a three-step plan, like a surgical strike on the timeline. Step 1, go back in time before everything went wrong. Step 2, find these legendary heroes from the past. And Step 3, stop whatever caused the point of no return. Sounds straightforward, right? But you just know that messing with time is going to be anything but simple. But a plan this crazy isn't going to work without some serious players involved. So who are we dealing with? Who are these people at the heart of it all? Let's get into Section 3, Faces on the Frontier. The heroes, the villains, and you. The trailer just starts dropping all these names, giving us a feel for the key figures of this past era. We've got Valentin Voda, Jose, Noah, someone named Curse. There's even mention of the Great Gula bloodline. And then, of course, there's the mysterious visitor, which, yeah, that's you. First on the list is Valentin Voda. He's described as the most powerful figure out here on the frontier. So, no big deal. He sounds like a major player, and maybe, just maybe, a really important ally you're going to need on your side. And then you have these two, Jose and Noah. We already heard about Jose, the hero who fell victim to her own powers, which is just tragic. But then there's Noah, who's apparently fated to die fighting raiders if you don't intervene. It feels like saving them isn't just a side quest, it's a huge personal part of why you're even there. You always need a villain, right? Well, this line pretty much hands one to us on a silver platter. Damned, wretched curse. They would dare truly stoop so low. The pure anger in that line tells you everything you need to know. Whoever or whatever curse is, they're the bad guys, for sure. And then there's this question, and it's aimed right at you. So tell me, mysterious visitor, who are you? You're the wild card in all of this, the person who doesn't belong. This question is really asking, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be in this story? Which naturally leads us to the biggest problem of all, because you can't just go stomping around in the past and not expect consequences. This is the core conflict. Welcome to Section 4. The danger of meddling. So here's the ultimate irony. Your mission is to change history,
but you're explicitly warned that tampering with history is strictly forbidden. Your entire reason for being there breaks the number one rule. You can see how this is going to get complicated, right? It's a huge moral mess. And this really breaks down that impossible choice. On one hand, you could save Noah, prevent this entire world of ruin. You could fix everything. But on the other hand, what if you make it worse? What if you cause even more people to die? What if your fix leads to something even more catastrophic? You're literally gambling with the fate of the entire world.
And this line just adds another layer of weight to it all. Please give it some careful thought. Above all else, try to weigh your feelings against what is at stake here. It's basically someone telling you, hey, I know you want to save these people, I get it, but you have to think about the bigger picture. It's asking you to put logic before your heart, which is way easier said than done. So at the end of the day, all of this, the mission, the people, the insane risks, it all comes down to one thing. It comes down to you. Which brings us to our final section, a choice to save humanity. The burden of being the hero. You know, it's probably easy to get caught up in the drama of the past, trying to save this person and that person, but this line brings it all back home. The real objective? To save this world, our current world. Everything you're doing, every risk you take, it's all to save the future that you left behind. So, after all that, after seeing the stakes, the people, the terrible risks, it all boils down to this one simple question. What will you do? And it's not just some throwaway line. It's the whole point. With everything you know, what choice are you going to make? And they leave us with this final heavy thought. It is you, though, who must save the world of man. No pressure, right? The responsibility is just massive. The consequences are terrifying. But in the end, it's not about the heroes of the past. It's about you, the visitor from the future. You're the one who has to make the call.